hello with an Italian twist. Laskasas is in Milan for the Salone, and our Not-So-Secret Diary took this opportunity to introduce a super special guest. Today you'll meet the talented and successful editor of Livingetc, UK's best-selling modern homes magazine. Come along and meet Pip Rich. Pip, firstly, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. It's an honor for us to have such a prestigious professional at Laskasas Not-So-Secret Diary. So I know that you have a respectable curriculum in interiors journalism. You worked in interiors publishing industry brands such as Sunday Times Style, Elle Decoration, Grazia, Red Magazine, many more that I know. But now you are the proud editor of Livingetc. Congratulations about that. However, I know that in the beginning you wished to follow a little bit of a different path,
Yes.
more into the celebrity journalism, isn't that right?
Yes, absolutely. That was a lifetime ago, and I'm so glad that didn't work out. I thought it was going to be really glamorous to be a celebrity journalist and get to go to celebrity parties and be friends with celebrities, and I thought that would be really fun. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a job in that direction. But there was a job going on a magazine working in interiors, and I thought, well, I like houses. That seems nice. That seems fun. And on my first day working as a baby design journalist 20 years ago, I suddenly thought, this is where I was meant to be. It was so nice. I was surrounded. I remember it so well. I was surrounded by cushions in lots of different prints, lots of different patterns. I was helping a stylist pack up after a shoot. And I thought, this is such a lovely thing to be doing, such a nice thing to be talking about and writing about. And I saw the celebrity journalist down the other end of the office on that publication, so tired after having been at parties all night, trying to get a comment from a celebrity, not getting anything. And I thought, I'm in the right place. And I'm so happy how it worked out.
And that's really nice, because otherwise we would not be here speaking.
That's right. Who knows where I would
now.
be, but certainly not in Milan right now.
I also know that Livingetc was founded in 1998.
Correct.
That's right.
Well done. Yeah.
I made my homework.
You really have. I'm impressed.
I noticed that you had the transition from TI Media to Future, and you have a huge audience growth.
Yeah.
What's the secret for this success?
Yeah, it's amazing actually. So we've always been a really strong magazine brand. Livingetc is really loved in the UK. It was a brand that was created to bring high design, high contemporary modern design to an affluent audience who wanted to use it in their own homes. We take design very seriously, but we also know it ought to be fun. So there's a lot of love for Livingetc, a lot of warmth towards it, because we think design should be warm. When Future bought us, they had great aspirations for turning us into a really great digital proposition as well. So you're right, we now get over 2 million people on the site every single month, sometimes as many as 3 million people on the site every month. It's amazing. And that's because we've just put a huge amount of time and effort into growing the brand, growing the team, growing our understanding of what our audience wants and how they want to engage with content. And there's such a thirst for interior design content and information and inspiration, and that's what we're able to offer by opening our little black book, talking to the designers that we know, and getting advice for how to decorate your home.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Livingetc is now one of the biggest growing platforms in digital in the UK, which is really good.
I'm so proud.
Comparing the print version, which is your standard, I believe, with the online, speaking about inspiration and creativity. We know that in the old days, journalists went in person, face-to-face with designers to see the projects. However, in such a bustling digital era, if I can say, things probably have changed.
They have.
How do you adapt to times in such a fast-paced consumption market?
Well, it's changed a lot because we have to create so much content so quickly. At the same time, you cannot beat a face-to-face meeting. You can't beat the opportunity and the chance to see a design up close. So one of the things I love about coming to Milan is getting to do that, getting to actually see, how a sofa is put together, the shape of the corner, the material, the stitching, all of that stuff. Now, that's a real luxury, and we can't do that with everything. the sheer volume of content we have to create doesn't allow that. But the internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing, as you know. And so we're able to have video calls, we're able to speak to designers across the world, we're able to look at images and talk about them and share ideas across video calls that work really well and that kind of bring interiors to life, even though we're not in the same room. So,
which is really
yeah.
great. Considering what we just spoke, in your opinion, what do you think about the print versions? Do you think they are losing somehow a little bit of space in the market, or they are quite special in some way?
So we've actually invested very heavily in our print product. We believe in it so strongly. We about 2 to 3 years ago, we invested in the paper, made it richer, thicker, more beautiful, more luxurious, more like a coffee table proposition. And that's because we know that there is a huge appetite for print still. It's very different for what people come to online for. When people tend to be online, they tend to be looking for an answer for something that they specifically need to know. So maybe they're decorating a living room and they want to know what color to choose. They have a specific problem they want to come to us for. In print, it's more about a whole world of ideas and inspiration. They don't know what they're going to get. They want to sit down and they want to be surprised. They spend more time with us. So there's still a market there for that. And we believe in it so strongly, and for us, it's just as important as the website, and always will be. It's the heart of what Livingetc does.
They are both special in their own way, right?
We put different stories in them. You know, they're not the same because people don't want to consume content in the same way when they're online or when they're in print. But they're both just as important.
And I'm really happy to have Laskasas in that print version.
Yes. Well, we love Laskasas, and we've got a nice feature actually coming out in the next issue about the outdoor furniture launch.
That's true.
So very excited about that.
Speaking about the editorial process of Livingetc, etc. We know that in the interiors we have many brands, all of them trying to get featured in Livingetc, etc. Big brands, smaller brands. How do you manage to assure diversification and try to feature as many brands as you can, if that's a goal?
Yeah, it really is. We really want to champion small producers, independent makers. We believe that creativity comes in many forms and can be found, you know, in the biggest of brands and the smallest of brands. We want to support both. Both are just as important in the design world. You know, some of the biggest ideas start with the biggest brands here in Milan at Salone. They're the things that trickle down to the rest of the world. But also, sometimes the most inventive and the most inspiring things can happen from a person who's a one-man band who's creating in their little studio. So we try and look at everything. We have a meeting every few months. We get the whole team together and we all share ideas about where we think design's going, what colors are important, what moods are important, how we think people want to feel in their homes, how we think people want to use their homes. And that helps inform us in what we're looking for. So we know that we're looking for things that fit with a particular mood, and from that we'll go anywhere. It can be, as I say, the biggest brands in the world or the smallest.
Speaking about diversification, I believe it's almost default to think about Italians when we speak about furniture. However, it's also important to make available some space to other countries, other markets. How do you assure that?
So Livingetc has always been about the best of international design. We've always taken a very wide look at contemporary style. So we often feature American designers, Australians, South Africans, and all across Europe and elsewhere across the world. You know, we recently did a feature on the best design coming out of Mexico. It's really, the whole world has exciting design ideas going on. Portugal is a really interesting country for us. Traditionally in the UK, we think of Portugal as being the home of great linen and great porcelain, like plates and bowls. But I know there's more to the Portuguese design scene than just that. The first time I walked into the Laskasas showroom, I was so impressed by the Wellington sofa. This was the London showroom. It was right there in the middle. It had these beautiful curved edges. And to me, it felt exactly right for how people want to live in their homes, because I believe that at the moment, people want their homes to feel smart, They want to feel good in their homes, but they also want to feel looked after by them. And that sofa did all of those things. It kind of brings you together in that curve, and it also feels so elevated. It makes you want to put on a smart outfit, a smart dress or a smart pair of trousers, but also maybe kick your shoes off and sit in it and lie back and have your friends in there and a chat. It was perfect.
As we speak, Isaloni is happening. In your opinion, what are the hot trends for 2024 and the ones that are fading away as well?
You know what? It's a very interesting time to ask me because we are halfway through the fair. Yeah. I have not seen everything yet. One of the things that is emerging is that this 70s style vibe of having a home that you want to invite people over to and have cocktails in and elegant but informal conversation in, that's not going anywhere. So that was something we really saw emerging last year and we're really seeing continue this year. It's in the shapes of the sofas, it's in the way that brands are building little bar areas into sofas and tables and creating little seating pools and wide sofas for people to lie back on and kind of really recline on and feel very elegant in. So I think that mood is what's going to be informing design again for the next year, creating spaces to feel special in.
Do you see anything fading away a little bit more this year?
Funnily enough, we're seeing a lot less boucle than ever before. I thought boucle was the material that was never going to go, ever. Boucle was here to stay, but we're seeing less of it than ever. And in fact, what we're seeing is a lot of chenille. Funnily enough, one of my team, the editor of the website, Hugh Metcalf, about 4 months ago, he said to me, I think chenille's going to be big this year. And I said, I don't believe it. I don't think chenille's back. I remember chenille from many decades ago. It didn't have good associations. Anyway, I was wrong. We've seen a lot of it at the fair, and every time it feels so luxe. It's a bit softer than velvet. And it's always maybe a bit warmer than boucle, perhaps. So I think that could be the material at the moment.
Okay. Speaking about the future, Pip, any predictions about the future regarding Livingetc, of course, and regarding the interior design panorama?
Yeah, so Livingetc continues to grow. Our team is getting bigger and bigger. Just recently, we took on 2 brand new members of staff for brand new roles. We're currently hiring for a 3rd. So we're growing because we believe that the appetite for design news is getting bigger and bigger. So we're continuing to build the brand. We're doing more events, we're telling more stories. It's a really exciting time for the brand. For design as a whole, I'm excited to see where this mood for homes that make you feel something goes. That's the thing that all designers have been talking to me about since 2020, is less about how it looks and more about how it feels. And that has turned design into something that's so sympathetic to how people live and sensitive to how we want to be. And I think that's only going to get bigger and more important and richer and deeper as we go forward. Okay.
And to feel at home, maybe we need also some plants, some biophilic design inside,
yes.
As you say in your book, A New Leaf.
Yes, we do. I think we all need plants. I did a book a couple of years ago called A New Leaf, which I interviewed architects that have also filled their home with plants. And the mood that they create, the softness that they create, and the structure, the architectural structure they bring, can be quite magical. I actually really like the plant pots that you do at Laskasas. I think that they have a really nice character to them and they complement the furniture so well. So yeah, I'm excited.
Amazing. Pip, to finish, you already spoke about one of our pieces, the Wellington sofa. Is it your favorite? You have maybe another?
I do love the Wellington sofa. That is my very, very favorite. But I'm also very drawn to your mirrors as a section. So whereas the Wellington has a real kind of softness and a curve to it, your mirrors are quite angular and quite structural, almost Art Deco inspired. And that contrast to me is what works so perfectly. So it would be where I would go to if I was looking for a mirror, this would be the first place I'd go.
Laskasas.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this exclusive peek into the mind of one of the industry's leading figures and learned how a brand like Livingetc grows in such a competitive field as the interiors journalism. Keep an eye out for more exciting interviews and inspirations. Until next time, on Laskasas Not-So-Secret Diary.